Hey everyone, this is my Patreon-powered reaction to the 29th episode of Dokidoki Precure. And last episode, it was finally a turn for Aguri's turn to have some development, some growth. And specifically in the friendship regard, because she didn't really have anything you'd call a close friend. But by the end of the episode, she definitely had one of those. That girl was very enthusiastic to getting closer to Aguri, and I think she succeeded in the end, so that was pretty cool to see. So, let's see what we end up getting with this episode. 3, 2, 1, play. I see we're doing presidential stuff, as expected of our presidential character. Such a positive leader we have. Just to prove all the things and everyone will love me, it'll be great. Wow, I already went through that. Cannot handle her schedule. The baby. Also can't forget to feed the baby, that's for sure. I got the stapler. Oh, that is so adorable. Just little mascot character doing its best to help. That's a thought that counts. I appreciate it. Three, two, one. Dokidoki Precure. Bum 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 bum. So we might have some focus on the presidential duties of our school president. Hello, hello. Happy, lucky, Precure. Happy love. You never noticed it before, but this snowman kind of looks like it's on a like a slant, like it might fall over to the left if they're not careful. That'd be funny. Sponsor segment. Bum 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 bum. House or yeah, house. I'm about to say, she always calls that. Oh yeah, it's a good point. Can the other ones do that too? Like, I mean, if she can do it, I don't see why they couldn't do it. Never thought about that. They could all get human forms. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty useful. Yeah, they wanted on this action. Can't say no to that. I think that's a fair enough trade-off. That's what matters. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see what their human forms would look like. Because imagine it'd be quite different than hers. For now. Makes sense. Don't want to push yourself too much. Okay, so what's our title? Shadowdoo's Big Transformation. Okay. Pay close attention. Hope you're taking notes. Yeah, just do it like that. Did you get all that? I thought you were paying attention. Yeah, it's the feelings that matter, like always. Be kind of funny if they made themselves look exactly like their Precure partners. What the heck? I don't think we quite got it right, but you know, keep at it. I mean, a chair could be fairly useful, so I kind of get it. Yeah, basically just telling them to do better this time. What are we gonna get this time? Okay, well, that's more human looking. Okay. Yeah, that's much better than the first attempt. Wow. That's night and day difference. Yeah, it's a little odd. Life's just not fair, is it? They just left, really? Well, oh, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I feel like Shadow got the best end of this deal. Well, we couldn't until now, but now we could. She looks so much like Mana. To be more useful? Uh-huh. And Mana definitely needs the help, so... Like, it's almost the same exact skirt and just... like, it looks so similar. I guess if all our Precures have their turn for growth, I guess why not our uh our them fairies, whatever you want to call them. Hopefully she didn't mess up anything. I was like, it's like a diamond on the shirt. just let help. It didn't need to be in human form for that. That is really what it comes across as. Can't really do that while sleeping, I'm sorry to tell you. Also, I think they may have done that for more than an hour. So we'll see what comes of that. Just always have to know good, bad guys. Bum, 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 bum. Can you do it again? Okay, I guess it works fine. Thought there might be some difficulty, but no, she did it just fine. Yeah, not everyone got as lucky as her with the transformations. That's hard to explain. My cousin from out of town. Yeah, she has that going on. What's it called? Gobi? Oh, don't worry, she can use a stapler. Much better than she used to be able to. I bet she can. As expected of Shadow. Yeah, things are going pretty well on this front, it seems like. Yeah, pretty crazy, isn't it? She definitely took that as a compliment. Is it about bringing someone to school? No. Are we gonna leave that to Shadow to do? Because it sounds like the kind of thing we might leave to Shadow. If only we had someone else to do it. She's right over there. I didn't even ask her, she just went ahead and did it. Okay, so now to wait for things to go horribly wrong. Are we gonna help this old lady? Yeah, what would Mana do? That's exactly what she would do. So how many more are we gonna have? Okay, this is definitely important to do. But you did drop the thing though. That's not good. Yeah, we should probably go get that. That was really important. I mean, not as important as saving someone's life, but still important. Can't just lose it. I just thought it would take longer to get it back, so she made a pretty good time on that. I mean, things could go worse. I mean, it's going fine so far. Like, she still has the thing. It's too late. It's too late. You already had the thought. You know, as if Mana wasn't busy enough as it was, now there's this to worry about. Yeah, they're not very considerate, are they? We got a volleyball playing monster. I mean, the volleyball shouldn't be able to do that much damage, you'd think. Like, it's not like it's shooting missiles. So it could be worse. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Shout out to, yeah, she's not, yeah, she kind of needs to be here for that. That's a big problem. Didn't even think about that, but that's such an obvious problem. Yeah, you guys can still transform, so that's something at least. L-O-V-E. It just kind of looks kind of weird as a trio transformation, split screen. Cha-cha-cha. Okay, maybe that many volleyballs could be a problem. Unless we have Rosetta Reflection. Which we do. I didn't even realize how big those balls were. I mean, they still blocked, so it's all good, but... Okay, we definitely could use you. With absence of mana, you're very much appreciated here. Wow, just... We really rushed through that, didn't we? Like, everything that we just saw usually takes about 5 times longer. Oh no, we're not... Okay, we're not done yet. Gotcha. It's a false alarm. Yeah, if Ace Shot doesn't work, I don't know what else we got that's better than that. What is he, a Hydra? Wow. That is not fair. Do we have to shoot at it from both sides at the same time? Yeah. Well, we're kind of missing some of our firepower. That's... yeah. Mana, please hurry up and come back. Mana, you wanna come over now? Well, at least she did her task, so... Okay. We still got the way back, though. That could still take some time. Although if she transforms here, she should be able to get back faster, because she's got superpowers. That's because you're in that form. She commented on that, how you can't do everything. That you are making some sacrifices when you do that. Yeah, I mean, don't need to blame yourself too much. Ciao, doo-doo. L-O-V-E. Pika, pika, pika. Yeah, pretty much the only one that gets the full transformation sequence this episode. Which makes sense. I mean, the episode was kind of focused on her, so... Yes, we do. And yeah, those big old jumps, yeah. Transportation much quicker with Precure superpowers. Yeah, that is the biggest issue right there. We're on a time limit for sure. Because we can't do our double attack if we don't have her, so if she runs out, we're kind of boned. Better late than never. Barely, but you're here in time, that's what matters. It's so big, you just like kind of run under his legs. I couldn't quite tell if she did or not, but you could. I'll be ready to get attacked from both ends, monster. Which I imagine would be quite painful. And wink. Still the most deadly attack they have. I still find that amusing. It's not even an accurate translation, but I still find that amusing. Yep, there's the back and there's the front. Imagine getting love from both ends at the same time. But that's what it took, so that's what we did. I get a room, you two. Good thing we just kind of magically fix a roof when the conflict's over. Otherwise that'd be a big collateral damage expense. When it happened to be follow the 1 hour rule, which we just completely ignored the whole episode. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that was really nice. They really do look like sisters too. Oh god, my heart. Oh god, that was so... I want to be Mana's sister. What? You didn't see anything? Oh right, yeah, that's the people that were helped. That's great. And of course, they're not gonna find her here, so. One of the advantages of having that kind of verbal tick will be. Oh god, this whole scene just so heartwarming and Bye bye. See, Shadow, aren't you glad you transformed now? Can't transform again. Cool. Okay. Final test. So is it like, I mean, Shiren, that's usually translated as trial, right? I guess not that big of a difference, but... More importantly, we have a Reedy. Always more importantly. Oh, V, E. Just the arm rolling bit, just as great. Do they sell trading cards for this show? I feel like that would be such a perfect merchandise idea. That's gotta be a thing, right? A deck of Dokidoki Precure trading cards. Well, not trading cards, I mean like, you know, a regular, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you call regular cards. Whatever they're called. I mean, they just call them Trump, right? But... Playing cards, I think is what you would call them in English. I mean, I would accept Dokidoki trading cards, but it's just not what I meant. Well, that's different. Usually they have the preview here, but it has another sponsor segment. That is different. That's really different, actually. Just so no preview. I don't watch them anyway, but yeah, that was interesting. It just says Mata Mitene, like, you know, watch again. Picture of Makoto on the end card there. Yeah, that's definitely different than usual. Not sure why that's a thing, but I mean, it's fine. I'm not gonna complain, but this surprised me a little bit. Okay, yeah, that was the 29th episode of Dokidoki Precure, and yeah, I wasn't quite sure we'd get this episode, but it does kind of make sense that we would focus on the fairies. I think is what they're translated as. right? I usually just call them mascot characters, but the subs are calling them fairies. That's what I'll try to call them going forward. And yeah, gobi is a term for, yeah, the having like a special word at the end of your sentences. Gobi. I wasn't sure if I had that right or not, but yeah, that would be it. Because English doesn't really have a good equivalent. I mean, verbal tick is the closest thing, but it's not quite the same thing. Anyway, enough of that. The actual episode itself, right? The real catalyst. What really got things going was we had Mana very busy, because of course she's busy. She's student council president. She's a Precure. She just in general helps anyone that asks for it, because that's the kind of person she is, and that kind of leads you to be a pretty busy person. So Xiaodoru, who's always with her and loves her and wants to support her, when she sees that, she kind of wants to directly help, right? And we got a shot of her trying to do that initially, which was just the cutest, kind of saddest thing. She's just like her little body just like pulling the stapler over to try to do it, but she couldn't do it, and she was sad that she couldn't do it. It was cute and sad. It was great, but yeah, it was a problem for sure. But something I actually kind of forgot about, because it hasn't been really plot relevant for a while, is that one of them can just transform into a human form, right? Like that was brought up as a thing several episodes ago, but I never really thought of it. Like I guess it's kind of considered something that was maybe unique to her, but I guess it's not. I mean, there's really no reason to think that it was unique to her, but nobody else did it, so what was I supposed to think? They just didn't do it because they didn't think about doing it. But I guess that's what it was. We had no reason to do it. We had no need to do it, so we didn't do it. I guess that's what it comes down to. But now that they do have a reason to do it, they go over to their new sensei and have her kind of impart on them the secret to obtaining a human form. And the first attempt did not go well. They turned into like a chair and stuff. They actually got it not too long after that, though. Although, yeah, Xiaodoru definitely got the best one. Everyone else looked, Xiaodoru looks very much like Mana, right? So, and that's kind of what I expected for all of them, that they would look a lot like their respective partner, because that's kind of what they were saying, right? Like, because it's the whole visualization thing with the mirror, like they were trying to imagine being like, so that's what I thought, but Xiaodoru was the only one that actually did that. I mean, the other two looked kind of like them, like they could pass as little brothers, I guess, which was a thing. Like, I actually just assumed they were all girls, but maybe the other two were boys, I don't know. But they definitely looked like boys in the human form. that's for sure. But yeah, Xiaodoru, the only one that actually looked like Mana, right? So I kind of liked it. I kind of like that for sure. And yeah, it was interesting because it kind of felt like it was mostly focused on Xiaodoru, but everyone learned how to transform. So even though it felt mostly focused on Xiaodoru, I guess it kind of had the other two sort of piggyback on it. Because I don't think they're gonna get I don't think the other two are gonna get a similar sort of thing. Like they had theirs is kind of coupled with this, right? This was all just kind of considered the fairy development episode, which is fine. And next episode, with what Aguri said, we're gonna actually have a bit of a test, a trial, Shiren. So that could be something, which makes sense. I mean, we've had all this growth. I guess it's got to be something to come from that, right? Something to showcase that, some benefit from that. So there's that. And yeah, it was just really great seeing Xiaodoru and Mana interact this episode, because it was very much like sisters, you know. And now that I think about it, we actually haven't had any Precure well, I haven't seen any Precure shows where two Precures were sisters to each other, because that would be a pretty cool idea. I had to imagine at least one of the Precure shows have done that. Two Precures being sisters. Because that'd be a pretty cool idea. Because obviously that would be an excuse for them to spend a lot of time together, because they would live in the same house and stuff. So I feel like that would be a cool thing to do. If there is a Precure show that's like that, you know, feel free to let me know. But yeah, that's what they would like this episode, and getting to see Xiaodoru actually capable of helping Mana, and how happy she was about that, and how happy Mana was about that. It was just, there's so much warmth and happiness and stuff going around. It was great to see. I was kind of waiting for there to be some sort of a bit of a fall, a bit of things going wrong, and we did kind of have that, because I mean, for one thing, we had a task that Xiaodoru kind of took it upon herself to do. I mean, pretty much the second that guy walks in and says, "Hey, there's this thing you got to do," and my first thought was, Xiaodoru's gonna do that. It's a chance for Xiaodoru to go on an errand by herself and see what she can do. Like, it just, as soon as that happened, that entire scenario went through my mind, and that's what happened. Although I thought Mana would ask her to do it, but Xiaodoru just kind of like, "Don't worry, fam, I got this," and just kind of went out to go do it, right? And I kind of expected things to go wrong. Wasn't sure exactly what would happen, though. I thought maybe bad guys would show up or something, and they did show up. Just they didn't show up to Xiaodoru, and they showed up to Mana. What happened with Xiaodoru was kind of like helping people, because she's obviously very much looks up to Mana, right? She kind of lives her life like, what would Mana do? And she did that, like helping the old lady up the stairs, or saving child from the truck and stuff like that. And she did drop the papers, but she found them not too much long after, so it wasn't too bad. And that was really like the only real hiccups. After that, we didn't see, well, at least not on screen. Nothing on screen happened, and she got there just fine. The only issue was Shadowdew is kind of the means in which mana transforms into a Precure. So when Shadowdew is not there, we can't transform, and that was a big problem because we had a special enemy that needed to be attacked from both ends at the same time, and we can't really do our lovely Force Arrow thing without mana. Like, could they do it? Maybe they could do it, but it would be too weak, maybe. They didn't really clarify, but we knew we needed mana. That's the important thing. So luckily they did meet up, and they bounced back over, and they defeated the enemy together, and we all let Shadowdew know how loved and appreciated she is, and it was great. Especially because the people that she helped showed up later to offer their thanks, and we got like a teary eyes on Shadowdew, and it was all great. So I thoroughly loved that final few minutes of the episode for sure. And just overall, it was a really good episode. The closest thing to a disappointment is probably the human forms of the other two that were much more boyish than I expected, but if they literally were always boys in their fairy form, then I guess that's fine. Just still a slight disappointment for me personally. But I'll deal with it. I can accept it. Just slight disappointments. But yeah, so all I got to say on the episode. It was a pretty good one for sure. And until next time, bye-bye. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.